Hey friends, Dr. Brandon Drabek here, naturopathic doctor. Welcome back to my office. If you feel like you're running on half a battery before noon, you're not lazy and you're definitely not alone. Matter of fact, the Cleveland Clinic defines chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME and CFS, as exhaustion that lasts 6 months or more and actually gets worse even after mild activity. This is a phenomenon, matter of fact, that's called post-exertional malaise, and it can knock people out of work, school, and social life. But most of my patients don't meet the full ME/CFS criteria. They're stuck in the gray zone of, why am I so tired? Today we'll unpack the 3 biggest evidence-backed energy thieves I see every day. Separate myths from medicine and map out natural fixes that you can start today. The number 1 energy thief that I see is stress, and specifically what's called the HPA axis. This is also known as the adrenal myth. First up, that stress overload. TikTok loves the phrase adrenal fatigue, but mainstream endocrinology says that condition doesn't exist. What is dysregulation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis? This is a 3-organ relay that controls cortisol, and chronic stress keeps that relay stuck in high gear early on, then mistimed in later stages. And the result? Morning grogginess, 3 p.m. crashes, all wired but tired at nights. Stress management isn't fluffy self-care, it's neuroendocrine rehab. And here's a quick win. Before every meal, try 3 rounds of box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds, and repeat the cycle. It actually helps drop cortisol within minutes by shifting you into a parasympathetic mode. The second energy thief that I see in my practice is what I like to call the blood sugar roller coasters. This is unstable blood sugar. The Mayo Clinic actually lists fatigue, shakiness, and brain fog as classic symptoms of what's called reactive hypoglycemia, or low blood sugar. This is where a sharp insulin surge occurs after meals that are high in glucose, or what we call high glycemic meals. And if your breakfast, for example, is a pastry and a latte, definitely expect that slump by 10 a.m. And caffeine can actually make this much worse. Research actually shows that quitting caffeine cold turkey can trigger headaches and lethargy because you were actually borrowing energy at interest. So another quick win that I like to suggest is, let's say start tomorrow, right? Swap that pastry for 25 grams of protein, say eggs with avocado, and pair carbs with fiber and fat to flatten the glucose spike. The last energy thief that I see is what I like to call hidden low-grade inflammation. This is the silent saboteur. Low-grade systemic inflammation actually hijacks the mitochondria. You remember from school, right? The powerhouse of the cells. Well, they actually do much more than that. But these are the little engines in your cells, and what it does is it reduces ATP production and amplifies fatigue. And what we see, and especially we see this in that ME, CFS, autoimmune conditions, and even in long COVID. Now, nutrition matters here. Randomized trials actually show that omega-3 fatty acids can actually dial down inflammatory cytokines and perceived fatigue. So another quick win is half your plate should be colorful vegetables plus anti-inflammatory seasonings like turmeric and ginger, and aim for 2 servings of oily fish or an algae-based omega-3 supplement weekly. Now, there's a lot of myths when it comes to energy, right? People think taking caffeine, energy drinks, and magic pills can all help. But caffeine timing is actually extremely important. If you delay your first cup of caffeine from 60 to 90 minutes after waking, it actually respects your natural cortisol peak and reduces those afternoon crashes. Energy drinks, for example. Now, the combo of, let's say, 150 milligrams of caffeine and sugar high spikes with glucose, it'll actually plunge it and leave you more tired than before. And those 1-pill fixes, I know that those guys, there's lots of pills out there, both over-the-counter, not medications, but over-the-counter remedies. Heck, you can get them at the gas station now, but there's no single supplement that overrides poor sleep. That's number one. Also, there's no single supplement that's going to repair nutrient-light diets or chronic stress. Lifestyle is the foundation. Pills are just simply scaffolding. So if you've cleaned up your meals, you drink more water, you eat good food, you eat the rainbow right, you're moving a little bit more, you're getting good sleep, you're managing your stress better, and it's still not enough, right? Again, you've capped that caffeine, you've mastered those breathing drills, and yet you still wake up exhausted. Deeper detective work is next, right? Functional labs can actually map out your cortisol rhythm. They can give us an idea of your micronutrient status, gut inflammation, and those mitochondrial markers, which turns guesswork into precision. And so what I like to do is, of course, address these things at the root cause to be able to manage those chronic symptoms and, again, help you have a better outcome. So if you're ready to reclaim your energy, there's 3 easy ways you can start that process, and pick one that fits best for you. The first thing that I offer is a free, what I call the fast track, okay? And this is a real easy self-assessment. You complete it online through my website, and it can help really pinpoint your biggest energy drain. And then what I'll do is I'll reach back out to you and we'll have a 15-minute conversation about what those results were, and I'll give you some recommendations, and there's no strings attached. The second option is what I call the precision upgrade. If you want data-driven clarity, then upgrade to our precision package. And this actually will look at your metabolic panel. It'll look at your blood cell counts. It'll look at those necessary things like your hormones, etc., that give us specifics and details, so that if you love the numbers and you want to pinpoint exactly which hormones, which nutrients or hidden inflammations are sabotaging your energy, that one's for you. Lastly, if you want a complete turnkey comprehensive approach, my comprehensive initial consultation, it bundles those in-depth functional labs, the naturopathic intake, and I create personalized food-first protocols with ongoing coaching, etc. It's perfect for those that want a head-to-toe overhaul with structured support every step of the way. So if you're interested in any of those, feel free to go right to my website, brandondrabeknd.com. Looking forward to the next video. This will be coming out on Thursday with additional information on these topics, and I'll be continuing those throughout the month of May, discussing how we can reset and recharge your body. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Take care.